Hi everyone. I decided to do a short video to give you a small, simple formula for how to overcome any challenge. So, with my show being Beyond the Brink and me interviewing a lot of people about their challenges, I put some thought into it and I realized that there are actually just 3 pointers of how to get through each challenge. And to remember that, I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see a bit more what I'm talking about. Looking at the traffic light, we all know that a traffic light has got a red light, a yellow light, and a green light. So I want you to associate the red light next time when you see it and when you face a challenge with A for the word accept. The yellow light, associate that with the letter C for change, and the green light, go, for E, experience. So you remember ACE, that is the abbreviation. And for you to ask yourself, did I ace this day? You have to look at it and say, did I accept the situation for what it is? Did I make the necessary changes that is within my control, the stuff that I can change? Or if I can't, did I change my attitude? And what was my experience after that? Looking at your red light, which is for acceptance, I want you to read this quote with me. For after all, the best thing one can do when it's raining is to let it rain. We have no control over the weather, do we? We have no control whether it's warm or whether it's snowing or whether it's cold or whether it's raining. So you can either mope around and say, oh, I hate this rain. I don't want to have this rain. And force the fact that you don't want it to rain and make the rest of your day miserable. Or you can grab your umbrella so that you don't get soaking wet, still go out and do what you were planning to do and enjoy it and at least stay dry. You can dress warmer, not to be uncomfortable and cold as well. You can change a bit of plans. Instead of maybe having a swimming party, you can have coffee, hot chocolate, in front of the fireplace, that kind of party and social gathering. Or you can choose to dance in the rain. That can be fun too. It all depends on how you look at the situation and how willing you are to accept it. If you do not accept and acknowledge the situation for what it is, change cannot happen. Acceptance makes an incredible fertile soil for the seeds of change. Think about that for a moment. If you accept first, that is how you are preparing yourself for the change to take place. Accept, then act. Whatever the present moment contains, accept it as if you had chosen it. Always work with it, not against it. This will miraculously transform your whole life. And those are words from Eckhart Tolle. So for you, the easiest thing to do when any situation or challenge arises is to accept it, to acknowledge it, and to not resist it. The sooner you stop resisting it, the sooner you can look for the lesson, learn from it, and adjust, make changes to that situation. The yellow light is for changes. So reading the quote of Maya Angelou is, if you do not like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. So if there are small little things that you can do about a situation, do it. Immediate action. Put it into place. Small little changes. If there are things that you cannot change, at least change the way you look at it. If you get a flat tire, maybe see the silver lining. Decide, why did you get the flat tire? Maybe it kept you from being in another accident on the road that you would have been traveling on now. Always try and look for the blessing in disguise, the reason behind it, the purpose, the lesson that you're supposed to learn. Change is difficult because we focus on the negative aspects of the change. Look for the lessons or the silver lining and focus on the positive experiences that may come from change. So this happens with the away from strategy and the towards strategy that I always talk about. So if you are noticing a certain situation and you accept it for what it is and you're acknowledging the negativity surrounding that or how it's making you feel or what is bad about the situation, Look at what would you rather want from that situation. What is your towards goal? What is it that you then rather want? And focus on that rather. And focus on the things that you can change or do, or change your attitude in order to make that happen rather. Change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and gorgeous at the end. And that equals ace, acing your day, acing your life, acing situations, and acing going beyond the brink. So if you accept it, that is very hard. To accept something is very hard. To acknowledge that you have to kind of go out of your comfort zone. You have to accept failure in a way maybe, or something where your ego might not like you accepting something because it almost accepts a shortfall, right? And then your change is messy. It's messy to do changes. It's uncomfortable because we focus on what might go wrong or what might not. It's surrounded by fear, and then the experience is gorgeous though. So once you've made those changes and you start experiencing what those changes bring in your life, that's when the gorgeousness comes out. So the purpose of life is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly without fear for newer and richer experience. Those are words from Eleanor Roosevelt. And then David Letterman said, life experience is the best teacher. And that is all advice I can really give you. It's all just winging it as we go, but using this formula. First, see the situation, accept it. See, what can I choose in my immediate control to make the situation more of what I want? And if I can't do changes, how can I change my attitude towards it? And then going through the experiencing, getting the feedback, and actually putting into practice. Practically living life, experiencing it, and then getting feedback again. It's this loop almost of finding wisdom. Oh, my experience wasn't great again. Okay, let me accept that. That didn't work. What can I do differently? And then doing that the whole time. And that is where the wisdom lies. So with that saying that we have of God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change and change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, that is exactly where it comes to. So wisdom, with the meaning of the dictionary, is the ability to use your knowledge and experience to make good decisions and judgments. The quality of having experience, knowledge, and good judgment. The quality of being wise. So, no wisdom can come without acceptance and change, because that is how lessons are learned. A book that I've been reading, Seat of the Soul, written by Gary Zukav. I read something very interesting in there that says the choice in each instance is between learning through fear and doubt or through wisdom. So the choice is yours, really. So you can decide, am I going to fear something? Am I going to doubt myself all the way through it? Or am I going to apply the ACE formula? Stop with the red light of the traffic sign. Stop. Accept it, acknowledge it, validate it. Then take that time, the yellow light, to then make changes necessary, either in physical things, immediate things that I can do, or my attitude, and then experience the wisdom of the lessons learned that I can get out of that. Because if you fear and doubt, and you do not dare bravely, you are not going to get your wisdom, and you're not going to get the amazing experiences of going beyond the brink. So I hope that this helped you a little bit. And anytime that you reach the brink of a situation again and you're on the edge, on the brink, and you need to go beyond, you can choose to either dive down and enjoy the ride because you have done your ACE check, or you can scream all the way down and maybe get hurt on the way down this lovely jump down the cliff into the ocean.